Introducing the Paddy Power World Darts Championships.
Welcome back to Online Darts, everyone. We are here in Aberdeen and we've got Gary Anderson. Gary, it's always nice to come home and play in front of the Scots, isn't it?
Oh yeah, it's good. Getting off that plane and feeling that nice fresh air. Lovely, it is lovely. No, it's always good to get back up here.
Look, first time I've been here, what an atmosphere out there and a great arena to play darts. It's like a mini major out there.
Oh yeah, it's fantastic. I don't think I've won a game here. All the years we've been here, many years playing exhibitions, and yeah, I don't think I've actually ever won a game on that stage. Maybe one, I think, but no, it's a great setup, and they love the darts up here. Great
practice for you guys as well, because although it is an exhibition, I've been in that practice room. It's still quite. No one wants to lose, do they?
Oh no, they don't. You know, we've got qualifiers that we've got to play against tonight, and like I say, they've been up there and had a warm up, so we're getting thrown to the lines. But no, some good talent.
But it's coming to Christmas. You're the Michael Bublé of darts. Everyone's saying that you defrost come the World Championships. Are you excited to be heading back to Alexandra Palace this year?
Yes and no. You know, I never get excited beforehand. It's like I say, I've always said, driving up that hill and you see the palace sitting up there, that's when it all kicks in. You know, so I usually go a couple of days before, and I'll head up just to get the feel of the atmosphere in the venue.
I remember a few years ago, you went when they were building it still, and you literally went so early, they were still building the stage and whatever, and you were walking around.
Yeah, I used to go and sit and watch some. Me and Peggers, we used to go up early doors, you know, before the tournament started, and just sit and watch the boys building the stage. It was good, you know, just get a feel for the place.
I know you don't like to talk about birthdays, but they've given you a birthday treat again this year, right?
I'm kind of used to that. I can remember sitting in my hotel room on my own in Brent Cross on my 5th birth, not a soul to speak to, but it's part of the parcel, you know. I kind of like it because it's later on in the tournament. It means that I'm not first out the tournament if it goes completely wrong. So, yeah.
But also, is that an advantage because you haven't got such a big gap between your first game and your second game when you play later on?
Don't know when my second game would be, you know, so...
I'd imagine 28th possibly.
28th, right, so...
28th, 29th, somewhere around there.
I'm sure, might be wrong about this, I'm sure I've played 3 games before Christmas.
Beforehand, it did, yeah.
I'm sure I've played 3 games, you know, and it's... it's like I say, ask any of the boys, it's getting past that first round. There's going to be some right upsets this year, I think.
Well, you've caused quite a stir this year by returning to the old Gary Anderson from posting the best numbers that you've ever posted, getting better with age. What's reignited you? Because I remember that you were just happy to sail off into the sunset at one point, but something's turned.
Yeah, I've kind of, I mean, I reckon the last 3-4 years, I got the fishing lakes during lockdown, you know, and that's all that was on my head, you know, get my lakes up running and do that, and all my concentration went into that, and then running about with kids, trying to see the kids doing their stuff and that, and then playing darts. It was a mess, but now I've kind of got a nice little routine going, you know. I've got my lakes, got the kids, got my darts, so everything's kind of spaced out, and it's working all right.
We know you love proving people wrong, and when they were saying Gary's done, Gary's finished, he'll just dwindle off. Does that still fire you?
Oh yeah. Little things give me a wee tweak, you know, and I need that to keep going, you know. But no, I'm just enjoying it. You know, there's some cracking dart players out there, and it's still nice to be involved playing against them.
People are talking about you as one of the tournament favourites this year. There's Luke, and Gary Anderson is 3rd favourite. That hasn't happened for a while. That's the numbers you're posting this year.
I think I've got that wrong, to be honest. But like I say, they've been going well. My floor game, honestly, it's over the moon with that going. On stage, still not quite happening, you know. But hopefully it's going to come good soon. So, yeah, fingers crossed.
There's 2 world titles on the CV. Peter has 2, Jockey has 2, Michael has 3. You could join a list of greats in Michael and become Scotland's all-time greatest. Is that something that you've looked at?
Nah. You know, like I say, to win a 3rd one, in honesty, maybe a bit of a fairy tale. But like I say, once you get on that stage, I do the walk on, don't care. You know, it's one thing. But as soon as that top foot hits that step, then it all goes kind of, right, you're here to do a job, so get on. Like I say, it does it itself. You know, I don't go up there saying, I need to win this a bit, you know, and but once you get on that stage and you start playing in the crowd and that, it does it itself, automatically switches on.
I remember when you were in agony with your back in the day and everything like that. Did you ever think this was possible, you'd get back to those levels? Because I remember talking to you that you thought medically you may have to pack it up at one point. Did you ever think that you could get back to those levels?
Yeah, listen, playing darts, it's not cocky, but I've always just been able to walk up to the dartboard and throw.
Yeah.
You know, it's always came very natural to me. Biggest downfall, I should have took it a bit more serious. You know, it's always been a bit of a jolly and a laugh for me, a game of darts. You know, it's been a great sport. You know, I've seen the world with it, and I've done all right with it. But it's always, I always treated it more as a hobby than actually my job.
You might say no. When you lost to Luke in the Grand Slam, I saw a glint and a twinkle in those eyes, similar to when you lost to Michael at the World Championships. Was it that same kind of feeling?
Yeah, it was. It was. It really got me going. Proper game, you know. 4 legs up on him. I had to hold my throw once, and I made a mess of it, you know. But yeah, it was good, you know. Even afterwards, I watched when Luke beat me. You could see the kind of relief in his face. So I went, "I've pushed you," you know. That's good. It gives me a wee bit of buzz, you know, and it does kind of give you that twinkle if you know what I mean.
Well, everyone's talking about Luke because of his age and what he's doing, but the fact that you're still pushing one of the greatest generational talents we've ever seen must fill you with a lot of confidence.
Well, if you look at his games in the semis and the final, you know, it was an old 54-year-old that kind of took him all the way. But no, you know, I like things like that. I like to see, can I still play up to their standard? You know, my finishing that night was great. My scoring wasn't too good. You know, Minehead I went out first round, but I thought I scored fantastic.
Yeah.
And my doubles were absolutely shocking. You know, if I could have got a bit of that scoring against Luke as well as my finishing, then might have been a different story. But it was a pleasurable game to play in. You know, it was good. I mean, the boy's good. He's got something special.
You've seen a lot in this sport, and Barry announced during the last week that next year the Worlds will go to 128 players. What's your thoughts on that? Do you think it's ready for that, or do you think it may dilute it slightly?
We don't know, do we? Every time they come up with a change, you think it's not going to work, and it does. So yeah, 128, like I say, there's 128 players in the Pro Tour alone. So should they all get a shot at the Worlds and play in that stage? Yeah, you know, that's what they all play darts for, to get to that alley-pally and stand on that stage. You know, it's the way it's going now. You could have somebody ranked 128 get to the final. You know, that's how good the boys are nowadays. So yeah, maybe a longer Christmas period, like, but yeah, it'll be good.
A lot of fans are asking what's next for Gary Anderson, and we know you've ruled out the Premier League because you want to do the Pro Tours and the Euro Tours, and I think most people respect that. People would love to see you in the Premier League, but understand your decisions. Would you consider doing a couple of World Series events and something like that? Because they're only like 2 days and things like that. Because the clamour to see Gary Anderson is still there.
I mean, people say, I think it was young Gian said I'm stubborn. I'm not stubborn. You know, what I say, I mean it, and I'll stick to my word.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, Premier League, I've done it, you know, but I could not physically do 16 weeks on the road and then do Pro Tours, Europeans.
Yeah.
I'm happy as Larry doing Pro Tours. You know, I love doing the Pro Tours, and next year I'm going to hopefully do a lot more Europeans, you know, but if I was doing Premier League,
Of course,
I couldn't do them, you know, so I'd rather do the Pro Tours and the Europeans than pack that in and just do the Premier League. You know, 16 weeks.
Of course,
it does hurt. You know, I ain't no spring chicken.
But would you do a World Series event if asked?
I could, but I couldn't do your Australia or New Zealand. I could not sit on a plane.
New York, Copenhagen, something like that, Poland.
If we go on holidays now, it's got to be about a 2-hour flight, because I struggle sitting on planes. You know, it's the old legs and that get cramped up, and yeah. But no, yeah, if it was nearby and that, yeah, and got invited, yes. Yeah, I would. But like I say, the reason that I'm saying that about the Premier League is because I physically...
most people genuinely understand that as well.
Yeah.
We know that you like to play it down, but when you look back at your career, how do you think you're going to be remembered? Because you have won everything in the game. Only 3 people have won the Worlds, the Premier League and the match play, and you're one of them. It's this esteemed company to be in.
Yeah, I can take that to my box with me, can't I? It's no, it's been good. Like I say, I've had a cracking career. You know, it's I've played darts in the time of your Phil Taylors, who's ruled the world. You know, and then it went on to Van Gerwen. We've got Luke Humphreys now, and I think very shortly we're going to have young Luke Littler. You know, he's fantastic players, but then we've got so many other players like Gian, you've got Mikey De Decker, you've got Connor Scott. I'm a big fan. I like Connor.
Yeah, no.
I think he's going to be very dangerous. You know, we've got Vessel, you know, and a load more players coming through. So it's going to be, yeah, it's nice to stand on the stage and play them.
Last year you warned the media to leave Luke alone and let him play darts. How do you think he's coped with the situation this year, being thrust into that spotlight?
You know what? He doesn't care, does he? He does not care. I was saying to the wife, I says, how do you explain Luke Littler? I says, if the building went on fire and everyone's running out screaming hysterically, he would just saunter across, pick his coat up and just saunter out the building. You know, he's so laid back, very quiet lad. You know, he's, and like I say, his talent is through the roof.
Gary, it's an absolute pleasure catching up with you before the World Championships, and I know you'd like to play it down, but third one could be on the cards.
Yeah, right, okay. Pink elephants might fly. No, we'll give it a go. Give it a go.